And that's the time we're in today. This is a huge issue. We've come together here as bridges between various communities of faith and philosophy, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism. We come together. And we come together knowing that there's a huge problem in the Middle East today and a huge awakening. And how do we deal with that? How do I, as an American citizen, relate to that? What do I tell my Congress people? Yes, that's terribly important. But the bigger issue that's beyond all of that, that's the umbrella issue, is how do we truly deal with ourselves as we go into this period, recognizing that we're a very, very fragile species living on a tiny, tiny planet, and we must come together. We must come together to create a world that Grant will want to live in, and knowing that that means every child. So I'm going to bring this to an end pretty soon, but I did a couple of things I wanted to talk about what each of us can do individually, and just see if there's anything else that I might have left out that I wanted to talk about. One thing. I'd like to stay in touch with all of you, and I have a website, johnperkins.org. It's pretty easy. And a newsletter that comes out about twice a month. Please subscribe. You have to actually put your email address in there. And I am on Facebook, although maybe I'm thinking I ought to get off. However, since I'm not Muslim, maybe it's okay that I stay on. Isn't that a disgusting thought? So I'm on Facebook and Twitter, economic_Hitman. So I just want to leave you with this thought of what is it that you can do? What is it that each of us can do as individuals? And I know a lot of you are already doing incredible things, and supporting this organization is a very, very important part of that process. And everything that you do in terms of how you shop and so on and so forth, you all know all of that in supporting more organizations. But I want to just say that the very most important thing each of you can do is to follow your passions and use the talents that you have. And if we all use our individual passions, I don't know what yours are. I know I have a passion for writing and hopefully some talent in it. I don't know what your passions and talents are, but I know you have them. And if we all use our passions and talents to do something every single day, something, send an email, something, go out and demonstrate on the streets, whatever it is, small email, big demonstrate, whatever. But if we all use our individual passions and our individual talents, and we all head for the same destination of creating a sustainable, just, and peaceful world for Grant, then we'll get there. So look to your passions, look to your talents. How do we move in that direction? As a student of the American Revolution, growing up in New Hampshire and New England, I used to think, my God, aren't we grateful that Tom Paine didn't try to lead armies, and George Washington didn't write pamphlets. Paine had a passion and talent for writing pamphlets. Washington had a passion and talent for leading men. Martha Washington had a passion and talent for organizing women to make clothes for the men at the forefront. They were all very different passions and talents, but they all headed for the same destination of getting out from under the British yoke. And they got there. So we can all have very different routes to take. We can all have different passions and talents, but if we all follow them and we all come together to head for that same destination of creating a sustainable, just, peaceful world, a world that's thriving for all sentient beings, a world my grandson and yours will want to grow up in, we will get there. And I'm just going to read a quick quote, okay? I don't think my time's quite up yet. Quick quote. Okay, this is relevant, I think, and then I'll shut up. I think this is very relevant to these times, although it's it's more than 200 years old. It comes from the American Revolution. And I think it's important to understand You know, George Washington, Martha Washington, Tom Jefferson, they were traitors. They were terrorists. They would have been hanged if they had lost the revolution. They really stuck their necks out, quite literally. And Washington was probably the wealthiest man in the United States, or wasn't the United States yet. Really stuck their necks out, these people. And it lost every battle. At the beginning of the war, for a couple of years, Washington lost almost every battle. The Continental Congress didn't back him, didn't give him shoes, didn't give him ammunition. It was dire. They were losing badly. So along in December 1776 comes Tom Paine. And I think this is so relevant to us right now, to each of us, to you. Paine said, "These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. But he who stands by it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. A generous parent should say, if there must be trouble, let it be in my day that my child may have peace. If there must be trouble, let it be in our day that our children may have peace." Paine continues, "I love the man and woman who can smile in trouble, who can gather strength from distress and grow brave by reflection. By perseverance and fortitude, we have the prospect of a glorious future. By perseverance and fortitude, we have the prospect of a glorious future." I think the reason that we're all here tonight, Muslim and Christian and Jew and whatever else is represented in this room, people from many different countries, I think the reason we're here tonight is so that Grant can look back 60 years from now and say, thank God, thank Allah, those people had dinner together that night, and every one of them committed to going out and taking action every day to creating a sustainable, just, and peaceful world. Thank Allah, thank God, thank you.